What a second half of our season-defining quadruple header. I'm hoping will go as well as the first half of it last time. We are back today for the penultimate episode of the season. We got a big league game as we look to almost mathematically wrap up the top four. And more importantly, we've got a French Cup semi-final. And with PSG out, this is a genuine trophy chance in our first year in France. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 78 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We return today in second place in Ligue 1 with a big game away at Lyon, one of the struggling superpowers of the league. We're looking to make sure of a top four place and ideally finishing second rather than third or fourth, particularly given the difference in prize money and the financial trouble this club now finds itself in. We've already had a poor youth intake, we've got a few injuries which continue long term. We've also got the big French Cup semi-final. Stade de Reims still hold the role of playing our most famous opponent this season. That 6-4 game before deadline date back in August, I'm pretty sure will not be forgotten in this save. However, if we can overcome them this time, as we did at home in a league fixture, then we will be in to the French Cup final, again against Lyon or Monaco, our opponents on the final day of the season. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. But for now, it's all about the football because we've not had any games off camera. You were here for the Nice and Manchester City matches. Off the pitch, things are going pretty well. The dynamics still look good. The staffing team is still improving. And if I show you from the transfer centre, because it's one area that gets overlooked a bit in the head coach, and you know how important I feel it is. But you can see that both in terms of the senior team and at youth levels as well, our director of football and technical director have been very busy at improving this side of things. So in the last few months, we've seen some great scouts come in, but then a recruitment analyst at the start of January. Add to that, we've then brought in a 19s assistant manager who I'd happily work with at senior level. A couple of sports scientists where maybe it was a little bit more disappointing. Both Portuguese, one good, one not so much. Then another from Braga, second team assistant manager who is brilliant working with youngsters, which can only be a good thing if this club could bring through a decent youth intake, which we've not had in recent times. So our first season looks like it's going to finish in style. If we look at the competition screen, a Champions League quarter-final is more than we could have expected. We've already guaranteed the top 7, so we've got European football next year. And now with a French Cup semi-final on the way, it's a real chance to end it with a trophy as well, which, as we saw at Bournemouth, leaves a lasting legacy rather than just a better league position. So let's go and get through to the fixture screen as we begin with a game away at Lyon. And the only problem we've got going into these two games is fixture congestion because we're playing this 4 days after the City game and that all-important French Cup semi-final follows in just 4 days as well. So as you can probably tell from looking at the changes recommended here, we have made a few adjustments to the squad with that in mind. Querfeld not so bad because we have had him suspended in midweek, so he's not played as many. But some of these boys have played 4 games and nearly all the minutes as well. So Fratesi, for example, 270 minutes in the last 2 weeks. Sasha Bowie played 260. Edgar Puyol, who would have started, 360. We've got to look after some of these lads and we've got to make sure they're fit for midweek, which for now is the biggest game remaining this season. So as a result, there are a few players in positions you wouldn't normally expect and a few players coming back in. The match loads are heavy, but I can't do much about that. I've just got to try and manage minutes rather than the overall load. So Vlergraven drops to right back with Fatawu coming back in. We brought Moises in for Fratesi. We brought Guindo in at centre-half, which is a gamble, but Suzuki was poor in midweek. And I've gone for Brandao over Fatinia, but we'll see if that's the right decision later. Nobody rested completely, but if we can, we'll avoid bringing on the 3 I mentioned that we've dropped out. That means our 11 in full for today is Yanis Dumont in goal, Vlergraven and Bartasagi the fullbacks with Guindo and Querfeld at centre-half. There's a more familiar look. Moises and Diaz the midfield too, Diaz moving further forward and ideally not playing 90 today. The same goes for Bakayoko on the left and Torres in the middle. Fatawu on the right has not played as many minutes. And Brandao up front. He's in good form and he's outscoring his more experienced and more senior counterpart this year. On the bench, we've got quality, but a few of those older boys are just going over the hill now. So Teze declining physically. The same for Torres in the starting 11 as well. It's not ideal for now. But let's go and get into this first one. Lyon away, a great side that are having a poor season. If we can get a result, or at least get ourselves into a good position, and hopefully we can rest a few for the cup tie midweek. As here we are, no changes for our hosts. Any familiar names? Carlos Baleba, currently a young superstar of Brighton in real life. He's in their midfield. Frigan up front is a man to watch. Otherwise, though, a good side, a high quality opposition. I'm not quite sure why it's gone so wrong for them this year, but I'm going to ask the lads to prove a point and get into the first half. And hopefully we'll see a strong performance as a result. But I'm a little bit worried about the fatigue. We've had a few of these games this season where we've just had a hangover from Europe, but it's the last time we're going to have it this season. As Vlergraven is playing out from right back to Diaz, already on a yellow after 3 minutes, which is not ideal. The orange ball's problematic, but that header away is even worse. And Fatawu is given a gift early on. Maybe that is why they're struggling so much, Lyon, because that is an awful opportunity given up. Under no pressure, he could have let it bounce through to the keeper. He could have controlled it with his chest. He could have nodded it forward. And he headed it straight to Fatawu, who makes no mistake. He's one of those in the attacking area. Probably the only one of the front four that's fairly fresh, as Diaz picks the ball up in the middle. He carries it forward. Again, got to be careful because he's given the ball away. He's tired and he's on a yellow. We don't want to risk this. He's going down the left here. Guindo gets it away though. Brilliant play. And Fatawu finds Torres on the right-hand side. A chance to break and counter at speed. Torres down the right. Baleba catches him in no time. Back to his centre-half. Bit of a frantic end-to-end game this so far. As Luffied releases Berthon and we've got nothing back. It's down the left-hand side for them. Across the box, second time lucky. Luffied goes back to his left back. He carries the ball forward with a chance to cross. A long highlight probably leads to a goal. Frigan up and there it is. 1-1 and Frigan is a very good player. You can see he spent most of his career in the Premier League, having moved over from Belgium and Croatia. But you can see while he's not brilliant at anything, he's just very good all round. He's quick, he's strong, he's 6'1", he's good in the air as we just saw there. And more importantly, they're only playing once a week, so he's fit. We've both got a cup tie midweek for the semi-final, but for us, it becomes a case of can we stay in this game, because Diaz is already struggling in midfield. We've not got that many natural replacements there. Do I have to twist at half-time? Because I don't feel we can get away with this for too much longer. It's Lyon who have got the ball again, and they've got most of the ascendancy in this game. On the right with Thielman, finds Frigan. Good ball to his fullback, who's charging down the right. Thielman gets away again. There's 3 in the middle. We can't compete. It's on the rebound. It's a great block. Vlergraven's done really well there. Threw himself in front of it. What's going on at the back post here? They've got a 3-on-2. I don't know why. We've got all of our best markers there. Luffy gets it away. Fatawu can't catch him. But Diaz, in the end, does just boot it out. Feels like we're kind of hanging on a bit here. With half an hour gone, we'll encourage our boys. But we're not even getting a break in play. The throwing continues to highlight. And Luffy finds Berthon. Back to his centre-half. We're camped in our own box here. Everyone in our final third as they go into the box to shoot. Across the box to Luffied. I'm starting to feel like I should have rotated a few more. The tired legs are struggling here. And Lyon are well and truly on top. If it wasn't for the gift they'd given us at the start, we wouldn't have even had a shot in this game. As Moises gets it from the kickoff. I'm really worried this could be one of those rare bad days at the office. We've had a few of them, mostly after European matches. And this has got all the hallmarks of one. Are we going to get another Stade de Reims game? The game before we face them again. As Diaz carries it forward. That's great play. Torres picks it up in the middle. Wide left towards Bartasagi. Plays it to Bakayoko. Good run from Torres. In for 2-2. That's the first bit of really good team play we've produced today. 31 minutes in. We're back on terms immediately. And that is a really good goal. Well worked. Good football. We're straight at the other end defending a corner. And we've not done that well so far. Away at the front post. But back out to Thielman. Luffied again. Already got a goal. That one's just wide. It's a bonkers game. And it's 2-2 with 35 gone. And based on the stats so far, we're incredibly fortunate to be level. As it's a throw on the left for Lyon, who finds Luffied. They're keeping the ball well. They've definitely dominated possession and the chances on the attack, but while we've managed to defend at times, we just look like we're getting carved open. It's a back four that's probably never played together this season. I don't think Guindo has played centre-half for us in the league yet. And Bartasaghi is looking tired as well as Bakayoko. Again, he's got nothing left to give the kid. Yes, he contributed to the goal with a good pass, but under pressure, physically he's not there. Querfeld heads away. It's a vital touch there. It's back across the box and he can't make it. To the edge, it's hit the woodwork. And Querfeld hoofs it clear. What a crazy game. Bakayoko breaks down the left-hand side. He's given it away again. I'm really worried about the lads physically here. I am going to make at least one change at half-time as we asked them to prove a point. And I'm going to go for fresh legs as well. I'm going to take Diaz off with that yellow card and I'm going to put Musa on. He's got a lighter match load. He's a good experienced player. And hopefully it will just give us a little bit more control and dynamism in the middle of the park. He's not on his own the most physically gifted player, but he's solid enough and he's fully fit, which is everything. As Bartasaghi picks it up here from the kickoff to Moises. Looks for runs over the top, but instead plays short and back. Guindo gets the ball in the centre circle to Querfeld. Options out wide include Fatawu. Cutting in from that right, what can he find? Just looking at Torres and Bakayoko and Bartasaghi, to be fair. All three of them struggling. But what do I do with the left back? Because his backup is playing centre half. As the ball's forward, it's great football. Lyon are tearing us open. They're taking advantage of the physical deficits. They've seen we've played extra football and they are countering at speed. But you cannot legislate for that. We get away with the offside the second time, but to give the ball away 6 yards out is just unforgivable. 2.5 expected goals to about 1. And really, we shouldn't be in sight in this game. But the fact is we are. And as we approach the hour mark, I've got to think about changes. Bartasaghi and Bakayoko are done. What can we bring on here? I'm going to go Suzuki for Bartasaghi and put Guindo left back. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Suzuki, you stay there, but I want Guindo on, not Bartasaghi. Bakayoko will come off on the left for God knows who. I think it might have to be Vitinha, and we'll just see if he can do a job out there. Wilson Manuel will replace Facundo Torres. And it leaves us one sub if we pick up an injury, a muscle strain, something like that. And if we do get a goal, then maybe we can rest someone. Because Fatawi's not always recovered the quickest in recent weeks. I guess if we go behind, we can chuck on one of the big guns for 15 minutes too. You can see Moises, Vlergrav and Fatawu all really struggling. I don't really have any options out wide. And that's the problem with the Fatawu one. We could push Vlergraven forward and bring on Teze. Maybe that's the option we look at, but at the moment, Lyon are running rings round us, and bringing on another immobile defender doesn't seem the right answer, as Berthon finds Relvas. Back to the edge of the box. Cuts to the edge again. Here's the chance. It's in. I'm not really sure what Dumont's doing. It's one of those weird animations. He's just slid past the ball. And it's hit him on the way through. And with us behind now, I am going to rest Fatawu. I'm going to bring on Jordan Teze. We'll put Vlergraven right wing. Yes, it's not ideal if we lose this game, but the truth of the matter is we'll be in the top 4. We just might lose out on the prize money of a position. But I will give that up personally to win a trophy. And if that means in midweek we've got Fatawu fully fit, we have to accept it. We've got 5 minutes to go. We've encouraged the boys. We're trying to push forward. We're trying to be aggressive. But we'd be lying if we said we deserve something from this game. And a 3-2 Lyon win, given how frantic it's been and given how poor both defences have been, is probably a fair scoreline. So we've given them a chance at Europe. I'm not happy with the result. What we need now is that decision to have paid off in midweek. Resting one of our centre-halves, our right back and our best centre midfielder. Will it pay dividends against Stade de Reims in the Cup? Through to the semi-final on Wednesday. But we'll find out the answer and maybe get ourselves one game away from a trophy. Well, we return on Wednesday night for the French Cup semi-final as Monaco face Lyon, the side that pipped us at the weekend, and we, after taking that calculated gamble with our side, host Stade de Reims. If we go and have a quick look at the weekend, you can see that there were a few good results for us because Nice did not close the gap that much. They were held to a 1-1 draw. Monaco did, but they were further behind and we faced them at home on the final day. So I'm not quite as worried at the moment. Let's have a look at who we can put out for this one though, because everyone that played at the weekend is virtually fit, as are those who we left out at the weekend. So let's go and get our favourite 11 pick for this one and see who's going to turn out for us in the French Cup semi-final. Well, to be honest with you, I think it's just going to be the same three. It's going to be the three coming back in, Sacha Boey, Puyol and Fratesi. The front four stays the same because while Brandal's got a heavy match though, Vitinha's in a goal drought, so there's no point playing him. Diaz drops back into the holding role, and there is some good news on him as well. If we go through to the inbox just after our last game, we got a message, and it's only taken me about 10 minutes to find, where Diaz was offered a new deal for 2.5 years, no, 3 years, sorry, 120 grand a week. A lot of money for a player that's good but not great. But he's a crucial player for us, so we've got to be pleased with that. And one of the key players that's under 30, we're always happy to see get a new long-term deal. So that means our 11 for today sees Boey come in for Vlergraven, Puyol come in for Guindo, and Fratesi in for Moises, with Diaz dropping back. The rest of the team stays the same. 9 of the 10 outfield players have a heavy match load, as do 3 of the substitutes. What could possibly go wrong as we head into the French Cup semi-final? Stade de Reims have got a good side. They're 8th in the league. They're doing well. We've seen how much of a goal threat they had earlier in the season. So let's just see how this one goes. Fingers crossed it will be a victory. Or will it be disappointment and a chance at a trophy missed? Let's go and find out. Well, 4 changes for our visitors who have got quality up front and quality in defence. They've got good players, but they have rotated their goalkeeper for this game. And maybe that will give us an opportunity to suit on site. I'm going to go first choice because you know what I mean. This is about winning a trophy, and it's very important to me. We won a couple of domestic cups with Bournemouth, which made up for our poor last season. And I'm hoping that we can do the same here. Just win a domestic cup. Say that we've left a trophy legacy, a day that the fans can remember. But the start of this game has not been great. And as we saw earlier in the season, even if we get to 4-1 up, we can't get comfortable or excited. The Velodrome sold out. We're dominating the game early. We've not really got a huge amount to show for it. So let's get through, as it's a bruised ankle for Fatawu. I feel as it's only a bruise, I've got to risk it for now, as we're playing out from the back with Puyol, especially because with the injuries to Zaragoza, who was the 4-man in the team, as Bakayoko hits the post, and of course the long-term one to Ndai as well. We don't really have a natural backup out there. We're either pushing Vlergraven up, or we're putting someone out of position like Torres wide and then bringing on a backup like Manuel. There's not really that burst of quality, and given Torres' current position, he's not really got that pace to play wide anymore. So with a couple of minutes to the break, it's been a cagey first half, but we have had the better of it. And now Bakayoko is breaking down the left, causing trouble again. Cuts in on his right, but can't find the shot. Goes wide to Boey, and now Fatawu into Fratesi. Great block by the keeper. Smothered it and got there before even he could think about the shot, Fratesi. Diaz gives away a cheeky foul on the counter. Is very fortunate not to be booked. But as we go through the dressing room, we are definitely the dominant force in this game. We've just got to make it count. And 2 of the star players nervous at the moment. Not a good sign at this stage. As we've got the ball at the back, just under 10 minutes into the second half. Puyol picking it up and finding Querfeld. You can see Stade de Reims committing players forward, but Fratesi has beaten that press. Good ball out towards Bakayoko, and now 3 or 4 arriving in the middle. Bakayoko doesn't need them, no. He goes alone. His effort's not great, but it deflects in, and it curls past the keeper into the corner. Lucky little ricochet that, but it doesn't have to be a pretty game. We've played brilliantly and lost 6-4 to this lot before. I'll take a scrappy 1-0, as Bakayoko again, definitely the star at the moment, and a good decision to take him off at the weekend, as Torres breaks down the left here. Plenty of space, finds Bakayoko, cutting in on that right, shots over the bar. It's a shame he's not as consistent technically, but at the moment, he is the man deciding this game, so we've got to treat him with respect. We've got 25 minutes to go. You can see we should be out of sight, but we're not. And now I've got to look at the legs again, because there's a few bookings at the back. Diaz is struggling again. Fatawu, we know, had that knock earlier on. He's not really recovered or played well. As Bakayoko gets down the right, this could make it easier. Fratesi in, header straight at the goalkeeper. 20 to go. I think I'm going to do it. But the highlight's not over. It's a long ball forward. Can we win it? No, we don't. And now they're running at our back 4. This would be so cruel. But Sacha Boey does well. Then gives the ball away. Casado through. No. Marquez. No. They had 0.0 expected goals before this. They'd had one shot on goal. It's their second shot of the match, but we've let in another one. Oh, it's so frustrating. The goal's going to count. How is this game level? Look at the stats. 20 shots to 2, 2 expected goals to 0.3, 12 corners to 2. Oh, we've blown it. We're not going to get stronger late in a game, are we? Diaz is going to be replaced by Moises. Musa will go on the right for Fatawu. I'm going to take Sasha Bowie off, who cost us that goal for Vlergraven. And Brandal's not been great either, so if ever there's a time for Vitinha to end his goal drought, it's now. Let's give him the team talk if we can. We're going to talk to both of those two. We're going to say, go and make an impact. We talked to the wrong ones. That was the problem, wasn't it? No, they just didn't react. Lovely. 20 minutes remaining. 3 or 4 changes made. But this game is going to turn now, isn't it? As Torres goes back to Querfeld. I feel I've got to leave Bakayoko on, so it might be Bartasaghi off for Guindo in a minute. As Fratesi breaks down the right to Musa. The utility man substitute who's done so well this season. And he's won a penalty. Out of nothing. But don't let Vitinha take it. And please don't be injured as well. We can't afford to lose him. Penalty awarded. Great play from the sub. How he's delivering so much, I don't know. Oh, it is Vitinha. It's a striker on a goal drought. There's about a 5% chance this goes in. But it does. It's our lucky day. Vitinha ends the goal drought. Vitinha puts us ahead. Bartasaghi off for Guindo. What a moment that is. Absolutely huge goal to put us back ahead. And by the way, deservedly so. No one's complaining about it. But now, can we hang on a second time? Because we've got an awful habit against Stade de Reims in particular of conceding a lot of goals from facing very little chances. There's a ball forward which Vlergraven initially deals with, but again, can't quite keep it under control. And the way they've switched the play here is causing us trouble. As Guindo, defending at left back, can't get there. Marquez crosses, he's unmarked at the back. But Fratesi gets it away to Musa, who finds Torres. Has Vitinha making a run, he's just onside. 3 or 4 in support. Back to Torres. Curling effort in. Olympique Marseille are heading to the French Cup final. And that was a ruthless and brutal counter-attack. 10 minutes remaining. We go 3-1 up. And I'm sorry to the fullbacks who want to do well here, but I'm going to put you as fullbacks on defend. I just want the job done. Get yourselves back there and keep it tight. As Fratesi plays back 50 yards to Querfeld. Down the line towards Musa, who's been unbelievable since coming on. Up to Moises, now Fratesi. Torres to Vitinha, to Bakayoko. What a move this is. Bakayoko to the byline, into Vitinha. Deflected over the bar for the corner. Wonderful, wonderful football. Brilliant to watch. And again, a classy attacking performance against Stade de Reims, but this time a little more solid at the back. Querfeld's header straight at the keeper. And we're 10 to go. I'm worried that these highlights don't end at the goalkeeper. They always have the counter on. Big ball forward. Vlergraven wins it. He's going out again to get there, but he doesn't make it. Trasheras loses it to Vlergraven. And Querfeld, just give me a 4th, because with 9 to go, I think we can get comfortable, even given our history against this team. Torres picks it up again. That's a heavy touch. To be honest with you, he's knackered now. Guindo gets it away to Moises. Oh, what are you doing? You get away with that. Second time lucky. Vitinha finds Musa on the right. Into Fratesi. Shot on goal's in. Game over. Let's drop to balance. Let's keep it simple. I'm a very happy man. 4-1. We've deserved to batter them. We've played that well. We've been so dominant. But we almost threw it away. 4-1 with 5 to go. An absolutely dazzling performance. And God knows, whoever we're playing at the weekend in the league, we're going to get battered because we'll be resting a lot of these players. We've all got to have our eyes on the French Cup final now. And unfortunately, that means that in 3 days' time, not many of these will play in the league. Bakayoko with the ball away. Ball's for Betrancourt at the back, but this should be comfortable now. We just don't want a grandstand finish. As Ayari, well done by Moises, finds Torres. They've committed men forward and there's so many gaps. Musa's overlapping. He deserves a goal, but he gets another assist instead. So unselfish, so brilliant. He comes on holding mid, centre mid, right or left wing. And every time he does a job for us. Vitinha has ended his goal drought with 2 now, and that's his first goal from open play for I don't know how long. Jill with the goal kick. Can we make this really, really comfortable? Put down a marker as Bakayoko's challenged. Keeps possession though. Goes back to Moises, who's also had a good impact here. Torres finds Bakayoko again. Vitinha on a hat-trick. Just wide of the post. He probably should have scored it. But look at the stats there. 31 shots to 2. The expected goals is almost 5 now. And we dominated that game in every aspect. A brilliant performance on a big occasion. And now we go through to the final. But who will we be facing? Monaco, who won on penalties against Lyon. Not quite the same game there. And that means as we head to the end of the season with more prize money in the bank and Bakayoko starring the show, is that our final episode of our first season at Marseille will be Monaco in the Ligue on the final day of the season, which could be decisive in the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And then following that, it's Monaco in the French Cup final. I'm presuming, will that be played at, it's at the Stade de France, so going to be a neutral venue for both of us. But you've got to be fair here and say our running on paper's not too bad before Monaco, so hopefully we can get a couple of home wins and maybe wrap up 2nd or 3rd, rest everyone for the league game, and then maybe go for it in a cup. We'll see where it takes us in the next few weeks. But double Monaco to finish and a chance at a trophy. Make sure you come and join me for it in a couple of days' time. If you enjoyed this one, a great French Cup semi-final performance, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments what you think will happen in the final. Do you think we'll get the win? We'll find out the answer on Friday. So if you want to make sure you don't miss it, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. In the meantime, we'll be back with Southend United tomorrow. So we fell into a bit of a crisis in yesterday's video. Let's see if we can get out of that, as we'll have January transfer window action as well. In addition to that, there's links in the eye above to the football podcast. We've got new championship predictions for the weekend today, and the Twitch channel where there's loads of live streams too. But thank you very much for watching and being here as always. And I'll see you back here next time for the French Cup final and a chance at winning a trophy at a big European club. I'll see you there.